the link between food and diabetes? Are you wondering how you can prevent diabetes and or manage diabetes? This video is for you if you're a woman over 40. That is who I talk to. I am Robin-Nutritionist, and I help you, the woman over 40, get your nutrition in order and also help you mitigate symptoms and concerns related to the pause. So diabetes is a big issue for the society at large. And what diabetes is basically your blood sugar reaches a high threshold. And I'm talking about type 2. So I'm not talking about type 1. I'm talking about type 2, which is lifestyle related. So it is something that we, in most cases, are doing to ourselves. Now, as a woman over 40, as we get into the pause and our estrogen declines, I want you to know this, because our estrogen is declining, unless you do something about it, your estrogen serves as a protectant. So as it declines, it challenges our body to do what it used to do. So we are even more prone to blood sugar challenges, even more prone to be diabetic because of the insulin decline. So we have to be even more conscious and proactive to prevent or mitigate. So I'm going to tell you how it happens. I'm going to tell you some things that you can do about it. So I said diabetes is basically, I'm going to keep it simple. You have too much sugar in your body, and your insulin and what's in your body to manage that can't do it anymore. It's out of whack. It's bombarded. Think about like trying to drink out of a fire hydrant. At some point, you just I can't do it. That's what your body is saying. It's like, I can't manage this sugar. And you might be thinking, I don't need a lot of sugar. Why is my blood sugar high? So sugar doesn't just look like table sugar. It is carbohydrates that can turn into sugar and store in the body. Or you eat it, it doesn't, it's bread, it look like sugar, but in the body, it processes and becomes sugar. The food that is available to us is mostly processed and mostly processed carbohydrates. And again, when we're eating it, unbeknownst to us, sometimes we're thinking we're eating healthy and it's transferring or becoming sugar in the body. So even if you had your morning with oatmeal and you put some berries in there and you put a little bit of sweetener in there, that is sugar. If you add protein, that helps. But let me just say, so you had that, maybe a little bit later, you had a sandwich with chips and an apple. The bread is carbs, the chips are carbs, the apple is carbs. Your body is building. Maybe you had a protein bar or some nuts. Those are carbs. It's building. For dinner, you had pasta, carbs. It's building. Or you had rice, and that's a carb, even if you had it with protein. So over the day, your body is taking in this carbohydrates, food, depending on who you are, depending on your estrogen level, depending on your exercise routine. It depends. But at some point, your body reaches a threshold. And it says, hey, anything you eat after this, it's going to just affect your blood sugar. Anything you eat after this, I've reached my threshold for what I can bear sugar wise. And now it's going to affect your blood sugar. And sometimes you don't know what that is. You don't know what that is. But that's how it happens. We're eating more than our body can bear. And then the diabetes comes on. And when we get diabetes, they want to give us medication, which has these side effects, blah, blah, blah. And it's very, very lucrative when you are diabetic to somebody, not to me, but to someone else, to the people that make the pharmaceuticals. Now they have you as a customer perpetually. It's very lucrative. So there's really no incentive to stop you from being diabetic. In fact, there's a lot of incentives for you to be diabetic, right? Because somebody is making a whole lot of money off of you. The food companies are making a lot of money because we're eating the pies and the cakes and the cookies because it tastes good and all the things. Cha-ching for them. Then you have to go to the doctors and get your diabetes medication, your metformin, your insulin, cha-ching for them, but bad for you. And it doesn't have to be this way. It ain't easy, but it is possible. So here are some things that you can do. You can do. So I talked about the link. I'm going to go back. The link between food and diabetes. That's the link. Too much sugar in the blood gets us there. And as you're a woman over 40, because your estrogen is declining, that used to be a protectant and now it's not as much. So how you eat, how you combine your food is critical. Critical. So what can you do? One of the things that and this is no particular order, and this isn't even my area of expertise, is exercise. Exercise helps to move all of that sugar and blood sugar and all of the things around in our bodies for our good. That ain't my expertise, but within the necessary nutrition community, we have some experts that speak on that. But that's one of the things, exercise. Number two is to eat fiber when you eat fiber. So if you're eating oatmeal is fiber. If you look on anything with a package, you're challenged. But if you look at it, you can see if it has any fiber at all in it. So your fiber would be your vegetables, right? Your fiber is your flaxseed. You want to eat food full of fiber that helps with the blood sugar. Important, important, important. Whenever you eat, you want to have your carb with your protein. That protein slows down the effect of the carbohydrate. So if you're eating rice, you want to have your chicken. The carb is the rice, the chicken is the protein, and the chicken is like, okay, I'm going to slow that down so that it won't turn into sugar and turn into sugar as fast. It still might do it, but not as fast. So your exercise, your fiber, your protein and your carbs, and throw in some good fat. Now, this is what I do, right? I help women get their nutrition in order. And I have a complete meal plan nutrition guide that will guide you through this. And how you get your hands on that. When you are a new member of the Necessary Nutrition community, then the first thing you get, because we want to step you through the process, the very first thing you get is the pause plan. And it's a nutrition meal plan, 4 weeks, designed for you, the woman in the pause, to make sure your blood sugar is balanced, you have enough magnesium, calcium, protein, all of the things that we need in this stage of life. So in the down bar, I have some information about it. If it speaks to you, come on in. Let me help you get your blood sugar in order and more, right? And if you have any questions, please let me know. I want you to like this video if you like it. Comment if you have a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share it if you have a sister friend that would, or a friend, girlfriend that you know needs this information. And I said, subscribe to the channel. I create new videos for you, the woman over 40, a few times a week. So to repeat, type 2 diabetes is directly in correlation to how we live our lives, how we exercise or how we don't, how much sugar we eat or don't, how much estrogen we have or not. But we can do something about it if we are proactive, and if we have the knowledge and the tools and the roadmap. What I know is however you're eating right now, you might hear this information and then you revert back to how you were eating because is what you've been doing. So if you allow me to provide you with that nutrition guide, it will sincerely help you. And if you're a part of the tribe, I'm always there to remind you. All right. I think that is it. So diabetes comes because we have too much sugar, more than our bodies can bear, and it goes haywire. And all the complications that come with that, there's nothing we want. And it doesn't have to be you. It can be you. And it's a lot of people. It's so common that it's like, oh, no big deal. This is what happens when we age. Don't believe that, ladies. It does not have to happen. Because if you go down that road, it's a road of additional complications. And if you are like me, you don't want any additional complications. All right. With that being said, eat well, think well, and be well. I put in the down bar some information for you so we can stay connected. Peace and blessings. This is Robin-Nutritionist from Necessary Nutrition. Until we meet again, take care. Oh, and somewhere in here, if you look on the channel, there are going to be, there's a video in there. And in that video, I sketch out and I show you foods to eat to help your blood sugar. All right, peace and blessings. Take care. Bye-bye.